will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire and darkest day. You are close like no other. I know you as a father. I know you as a friend. And I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Siemi, Betuabu, Benabetus, Grand Rising, Kingdom Greetings, Great Awakening to all. It's good to have you once again on my channel, on this channel that the Most High has afforded me to be on or have a part of. I am eternally grateful. I come in no strength of my own, but I come truly in the strength of Tetan and Zambi, so Nini Nini Kuswa Congo Guy. Yes, I am eternally grateful, grateful, grateful for this opportunity once again to come and share with you that which was given to me. I thank the Most High for every opportunity He gives us. These I'm just eternally grateful, family. We're in a time and a season. Let me just pray first before I go into saying anything. Kuswa Congo guy, Isaiah Congo, Most High Creator. Come giving you thanks and praise and glory and honor for life and life more abundantly, for helping us with our guide along the way and allowing the Moan and Semi, the Spirit, to lead us and direct us into truth, that we could continue to grow and expand each day, each time we open our eyes to see in this physical realm, to be able to help one another. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight. May the ears of the hearers hear what the Moan and Semi is saying. May we all be encouraged. May we all be edified. May we all be lifted up. May we all be able to stand strong, stand firm in staying focused and going forward in the things of you, in this truth and this awakening that we've all come into. And Father, if there's anyone new among us who are just coming into this awakening, Father, give their heart courage to continue to stand strong. Give their heart courage to continue to run the race that is set before them. Let them not get weary. Let them not faint. Let them not give up. Let them not run away or walk away. But let them continue to be steadfast and unmovable in this journey going forward. So we give you all the Kimbo. Ingeta, 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 Ingeta. You can't hear me. Okay. I don't know. There's no sound. Wow. I don't know what's going on. Is there any sound now? Tell me if there's any sound now. That means my speaker is up to the maximum. There's a fight, there's a fight, there's a fight, y'all. Can you hear me? Wow. I don't know. Okay, the person can hear me. All right, my dear sister who can't hear me, maybe she needs to do a mic check on her side. But anyway, we say Kimbo, Natin and Zambi, Yamazulu. Yes, Betu Abu Benabetus. But as you see, this is a word of, I think, more so a word of encouragement for us in this awakening. As we continue to go forward, as we continue to be steadfast, as we continue to do the work, as we continue to to be awoken as we continue to share this awakening with our family members and stuff like that. You see, I can see myself inside these glasses, I tell you. So it's more of a word of encouragement than anything else that the Most High has given me for his benefactors, for his children, those that are awoken. And the word is, don't let someone else fear cripple you. Don't let somebody else's fear of the truth cripple you. Don't let somebody else's fear of being ostracized, cast aside, demonized, ridiculed, shut off, talked about. Don't let somebody else's fear cripple you. Because in this hour and in this season, their fear could really stagnate your growth. Their fear could really cause you to be delayed access to the things that the Most High has for you. Their fear, not your fear, because you don't have no fear, but their fear. And why I said that, because let me use something from their script that they give us, from their allegory of their stories that they give us. The fear of the maid for Mephibosheth. When she heard that Jonathan and Saul was dead, she grabbed Mephibosheth and ran with him. Now he was a young boy. He was walking and everything. But her fear, thinking that David was going to come and kill Mephibosheth, caused him to become crippled. And on top of that, it took him into a place called Lodabar, and in a place of suffering, in a desert place, in a dry place, for longer than he needed to be there. He didn't even understand who he was in terms of being heir to the throne, even though we know that Most High anointed David to be king. But because of the goodness of quote unquote Jonathan, I'm using this story as, I'm just using their story because a lot of us know Bible. You understand? So because we know Bible, that is what I'm going to use to help us understand. We cannot afford to allow anyone fear to cripple us, to cause us to not do the work that the Most High has called us to do. Some of us are being called to the frontline battle. So being in the frontline battle means that you may have to lose your life. So being in the frontline battle may cause us having to lose family members, lose spouses, lose affiliates, lose families, friends, lose colleagues. A lot of us that are frontline in this awakening, it causes us to walk away from Christianity and church as we know it. We cannot let the fear of others cause us not to exercise and operate and move in the fullness of who we are. So because of the fear of the maid, she crippled Mephibosheth. Somebody else's fear could cripple you and cause you to be in a place of stagnation, cause you to be in a place of a dry place, cause you to not fulfill purpose and destiny because their fear they invoked upon you. Oh, you know. When you've been called as a roaring lion, a conquering lion from the tribe of Judah, you've been called as a lioness, you've been called as a warrior. Fear is a learned behavior. So they teach you how to fear what somebody say about you. Why am I saying this? And I had to comfort myself. Word came to me that there are spies in the land, on the continent, seeking out those who are teaching, preaching, sharing this truth. They could go to my YouTube page and see who I am. They go to my YouTube page, to my Facebook. I went and Googled my own self on Google. So they could go and Google me and they know everything we use their instruments, we use their phones. You think they can't tap into these things? They could turn your indicator back on. They know they have equipment that they could, if you turn off your location, they know how to turn it back on. In this modern time, we already in the new world. You say, oh, the new world order doing this. And no, man, they been 50 years, 100 years ahead of us. We just in 2022, according to their calendar, they probably inside 2035. Just, I mean, in terms of technology and the abilities that they have. Think about it. They've been spraying chemicals in the air for how many years and decades, and sick, and it causing us to be sick and die from diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, and all these different, just because of their chemicals. We've been in the biochemical war. The vaccines we've been receiving from children. They've been the fluoride they've been putting in the water, the stuff they put inside our food. They've been giving us crossbreed food. When you look at the original orange, or the original carrots, or the original banana, to compare to the bananas what we eat today, or these fruits that they give us today, we've been being poisoned slowly. Our people have been dying from various sicknesses and disease that was unheard of, and the death rate is unprecedented. So are we going to continue to cause somebody else fear, to cripple us not to preach, teach, share the truth of who we are, and their end has come and our beginning has begun? We say spring has sprung. The end of their new world order agenda has come to an end. But too many of us are afraid. We're walking in learned behavior of fear, of somebody else's fear. So Mephibosheth, I'm using this allegory, this story, as a springboard for us to understand somebody else's fear could cripple us. Mephibosheth was crippled in his leg not because of himself, not because he had some sickness, some polio or some disease, but because of a maid running with him out of fear. She fell down and she crippled him. Somebody else's fear of what to come could cripple you and cause you to become stagnated. I hope I'm helping somebody today, because you all know I've made it my mandate, or at least the Most High made it his mandate. I will not come before you just to babble and say I'm recording or recording. That's not me. Words are too precious. Time is too precious. This awakening is too precious to just throw out words, just to come out and just to be recording for recording's sake. Don't let somebody else's fear cause you not to advance. Let me tell you something. You know why a lot of our people have not come back home to the continent as yet? Somebody else's fear. Somebody else record a YouTube and say this was their experience. This is what they encounter. Can I tell you all the things I encounter in America? You would be afraid to be in America if I tell you what I encountered there. But how many of our other brothers and sisters encounter things in America? How many of our brothers and sisters lose their lives, hang on a tree like Christmas ornaments, lynched? I've been in Georgia where the white man still got the rope on his gate where he lynched our people. Yeah, in America. I know these are some of the things that's disheartening and people don't want to believe. My brothers and sisters here on the continent, they're so excited about going to America. They don't understand the hardship and the hard press that's inside America. How many of their very own people sleeping underneath bridges, sleeping in tent cities, worse than we have it here with our slums? on the continent, worse in America, worse inside England, worse. But we let somebody else fear of their misfortune, their bad planning, their nasty attitude, put fear in us and cripple us from wanting to come home. Oh, listen, I've been here now a year and 6 months. Yes, I've been in Kenya a year and 6 months. Traveled to Tanzania. Traveled, you understand me? And the slums I see here is the slums in America. So it's just you might as well go living in the ghetto in America. It's the same thing. Same ghetto. The only difference is you only hear pop, 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 pop every night in the ghetto, in the slums here. People may have it a little hard, but you only hear gunshots all night long. Not here. Do not let somebody else's fear cripple you, cause you not to come home, cause you not to move out of that environment, cause you not to want to advance and enlarge your territory. Don't let somebody else's fear cause you not to decree and declare and to speak the truth. Don't let somebody else fear. That's what's happening now. Every opportunity that they have, they put up false propaganda on the airwaves, false propaganda on the social medias, false propaganda. Why? To insinuate fear, to cripple you, to cause you not to advance, to cause you not to move, to not cause you not to take your rightful place as a Muntu. What kind of Muntu are you? Are you letting somebody cripple you with fear? Come on, family. I come to encourage you today, but I come to strengthen you. Let's use this scripture. They say, iron sharpen iron. I'm trying to sharpen you. Somebody else's fear could cause you such a drastic delay in the things that you should be doing and what you should have already accomplished thus far. Somebody else's fear, not your fear, you know. Because even when children become fearful, let's use children for example. Children become fearful because of the fears of their parents. The fear that their parents put inside of them. Oh, don't jump down there. Oh, don't touch this. Instead of just cautioning them and doing that, the child become fearful. We become fearful because of somebody else. We become crippled because of someone else. Because of somebody else's experience. I have sisters. I have a sister that came here. And she's on the coast. I came before ahead of her. But she got robbed. That was her experience. She gets scammed. She get hoodwinked. And guess what? By somebody who's supposed to be in this awakening too, you know. But what I love is we connected. And she did not allow that bad experience to put fear in her, to cause her to pack up and leave. She's still here, thriving and doing well. She did not pack up and leave the continent because she had that incident occur to her. It was a learning experience. That's what's supposed to happen. We're supposed to have learning experience because we know even in our own country. I just look in the news the other day. I didn't look in the news. Somebody just sent me information of various people in the Bahamas. Let me use the Bahamas. Using fraud, means and taking money from people. Oh, them Africans that take your money. They take your money in America too. How many scammers we have in America? How many, what do you call them? Ponzi schemes we have in America? Hmm? How many of you outrightly own, I would say, own your property in America? You'd miss one tax payment and see how quickly you realize who own your property. You miss. You've been paying mortgage for 25 years and you fall on hard times. You know, you can't pay your mortgage now. And you only got 5 more years on your mortgage to pay off. See how quickly they will come and repossess your home. Don't let somebody else fear or bad experience, bad encounter cripple you and cause you not to advance and move forward and do the things that the Most High has called you to do. He done tell you move. He done tell you come to the continent. But I watched this video and I watched the next video. They only could give you small portions, small clips, isolated incidents. How many other great things that are happening on this continent that they ain't telling you about? How many great developments? Listen to me. I drive around here in Kenya now. I'm moving around more freely than I was before. And I see the architecture of some buildings. I'm like, this place is supposed to be a third world. But I don't see the kind of buildings that these people built. And I say built because you can see these buildings have age on them, but they're still well maintained. Yes, we still got some bad roads here, but listen, I was staying in New York. New York in Mount Vernon got some bad roads where the quote unquote rich live or the middle class live. Come on. Don't let somebody else fear cripple you and cause you not to be able to go forward and do the things that the Most High has called you to do. Don't let fear cripple you and cause because of somebody attack somebody else in this awakening, you don't get the message out there according to the way the Most High has given it to you. You don't get the YouTube started. You don't write the book. You don't go on Facebook. You don't go on Instagram. You don't go on Twitter. I don't use social media because just how they use social media for their evil, their plots, we could use it to spread the word. It's because of social media. It's because of YouTube. And Jonathan, Nabi Jonathan Shalambo. I'm awake to the Bantu message. He might have sent somebody else, but that's the young man he used. In this awakening, and many of us may have come across his videos and came into this Bantu message. So evil is everywhere. Yes, it is how you use it. It's just like money. They tell us, the love of money is the root of all evil. It's what the intent. What's the intent you taking money for? Like some of our brothers, even in this awakening, scamming people out of money. It's the love of money. That mammon, that spirit of mammon that has attached itself to them, causing them to scam people and tell people that they could do sacrifice and rituals on their behalf. That's the love of money. That's the spirit of mammon. Don't let what happened to one or two or maybe three even people cause you to be crippled and not be able to advance and do the things that the Most High has called you to do. I come to encourage somebody today because you've been discouraged and you're trying to figure out which way do I go. I hear this about Nabi this one. I hear this about Nabi the next one. I hear this about Pastor so-and-so. I hear this about Issachar. I hear this about Kimpavita. I hear you hearing. What is the Most High saying to you? Don't let somebody else's fear cripple you because you don't even know why that person talking about me or talking about Nabi Jonathan or talking about Nabi Michael or Mankeef. We don't know the motive behind what they're saying. Yes, they may have had a personal experience, but that may have been their encounter. That might not be your encounter. Now for me, my encounter on the continent from I came here November 23rd, 2020. I cannot complain and give you a bad report. I can't, because that's not my encounter. I can't complain about immigration. I can't complain about the police. I can't complain about the workers in the stores. I can't complain. I can't complain about the food. I cannot complain. I cannot give you a bad report because I did not have a bad report. I can tell you about the intense warfare. Yes, there is intense warfare time and time again, because when you are called to a certain level, you can have encounters with demonic forces. But it also comes to our perspective and how we look at things. We can look at things through the lens of complaining, or we can look at things through the lens of opportunities that has been granted and given to us to go through these encounters, so we could now steer people in the right direction on which way to go and which way not to go, how to go about what to and what to do. Instead of just blah, 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 coming on YouTube, going on Facebook, going on Instagram, giving bad reports about the continent, when America just is bad or even worse. Because we got more people living on the continent than you have living in America. Kenya alone got 53 or some million people. Nigeria got more than 100 million. Tanzania got more than 60 million. Then Ethiopia, then Botswana, then Namibia, that all these countries got more than 1 million people in them. And you have 54 countries on the continent. That's 54 noted countries. Then the other 6 or 8 countries that they don't recognize on the big scale market. And all of them got more than 1 million people in them. So I could tell you about America because I drive through. I lived in America for a time. So America is no better. Actually, America is worse than the continent. Because America, listen, their own vets who went to war living underneath bridges and in tents. Don't let somebody else fear cripple you and cause you not to come and experience the land that flows with milk and honey. The land that was promised to us. The land that has miracles, signs, and wonders. The land that has natural inhabitants. And I mean, listen, sometimes when I drive in down the highway or somewhere and I see the zebras on the side of the road just glazing, or I see the baboons just sitting there waiting for you to throw them something out of your car, or you see the elephant literally stop traffic and you have to wait for them to cross the road, or you see the zebras, not the zebras, the giraffe just come and go about their business. Could you see this in America? Outside of a zoo, and a zoo which was started by our people, by putting our people. The zoos in America did not originally start with animals. The zoos in America originally, especially that one in the Bronx, New York, was started off with our people in the zoo. So if we learn all these things that America did to our people, why are we not afraid to want to run to America? When they enslaved our people, when they lynched our people, hanged them on trees. Why are we not afraid today? They're still shooting our people down in the middle of the road. Why are we not afraid of America? Today, our people on their law books are still only 1/3 human. Today, 2022, go and check it out. Why have they not made any amendments to Memorandum 46, separating the African Americans from the Africans on the continent and those of us in the Caribbean? They have not made any amendments to bring us together. Why then? We're not afraid to go to America. But somebody come here to Africa make one bad video, they can't get their snacks that they want. The food here is different from the food in America. Yeah, in America got too much GMOs, byproducts. Look at me. Hi. Eating natural, eating good, eating healthy, fresh food. Yes, there are some brands that I was accustomed to, but now I don't have here. But guess what? The brands are even better. Even to the potato chips are even better. The chicken is even better. The meat is even better. The eggs are richer. The butter is better. The milk is fresh from the cow and you can go to the store and get it. The juices are better. And I can tell you this is not 1 week in Africa telling you this. This 1 year and 6 months of being here. So I could tell you. Just see spending 1 week in this area and 1 week in the next area. I'm getting upset. Do not, family, do not let somebody else's fear cripple you. Like I said, I used the story from Mephibosheth. He didn't have to be crippled, but the fear that the maid had, who was taking care of him, ran with him and crippled him. Somebody else's fear is crippling you and causing you not to want to come home, not to want to visit the continent. Oh, this one say they had this encounter, and is that your encounter, your experience that you're going to have? Stop basing your experience on somebody else's own. If I had based my experience here inside coming to Kenya based on my experience inside South Africa, when I went to Johannesburg, I would be back in the Bahamas. Because I had a level of warfare when I was in I loved Johannesburg. Oh my goodness. I loved it. I could see a little bit of every nation in the Caribbean when I was in Johannesburg. I even went down in Alice, where people say, no, you don't go down in there. That's the you understand. I went down there. Had to see. Did that discourage me from wanting to come back to Africa? No. If you had the police stop you on the side of the road and didn't want to let you pass unless you put a little something inside your hand, yes, it did. But does that stop me from wanting to come back? No. It was an experience. It is an encounter to know that, guess what? Corruption everywhere. In the Bahamas, in America, and here on the continent. This we people. Let me use my broken dialect. This we people. They are us and we are them. The Kashe record will show them in our DNA and we in their DNA. How many of us in the Americas did DNA testing and it pointed us to Africa? Whether it's West Africa, East Africa, South Africa, Central Africa. You got 1% or 20%, you little European inside of you, because you know why? There was broke back in our families and raping our mothers and stuff like that. So that's why we got a little European inside of us. That's true rape and molestation and incest. That's true breeding. You got that little bit of a European inside of you. Then you thought, oh, I am Native Indian. But who before the Indians was there? Who was there? We were there. We made the foundation. Then the Indians, y'all didn't want to address this. People don't want to address this. The Indians is a mixture of African and the European. That's what the red Indians and them Indians and Cherokees are. Go and do their DNA. Do their DNA. A mixture of African and European. And we're indigenous. Yeah. So I didn't come to encourage you all today. I didn't come to do all of it. But the most I know how our people are so stuck and our people are so fearful because of somebody else going to do a video of their bad encounter. But my question is, what was their attitude to cause them to have that encounter also? Because you understand, encounters are both ways. You could encounter a lion. You could stand still and let that lion go his way. Or you could go and say, and the lion will come and attack you, because his mechanism or his defense is to defend himself. Kill or be killed. Predator and prey. Our attitude determines some response that we will get from people. We come to a continent where people speak so many different languages, and we feel like it is a must they know how to speak English, when English is a lesser language. Yeah, I said it. English is a listen to me. I always, every day I pray, Tatan and Zambi, Father, Most High Creator, take this English from me and give me Swahili, or give me Kikuyu, or give me Lumba, or give me one other language. Just take this English from me. Yes. Because this is a learned tongue. They cut out my ancestors' tongue. When my ancestors wanted it to speak their mother tongue inside South Carolina, they cut their tongues out so they could not speak their mother tongues, to pass it on to my great-great-grandfather and pass it on so he could pass it on. They cut out our tongues. English was not our primary language. They forced this on us. They forced this English, this spell-binding curse language on us. Who's the word? Week and week. The days of the week. My week is not, my days are not weak. My days are strong and empowering. But they tell us the days of the week. So they're making us speak weakness on our days. Good morning. What's so good about morning? Grand rising is grand to rise another day. Family, let us not let somebody else's fear cripple us from wanting to come home, cripple us from continuing to share this truth, crippling us from not being encouraged or encouraging others. Let us not let somebody's fear. I could tell you time and time again, I spend more years in America than I spend here on this continent. And I traveled throughout America. The only part of America I did not go is the East Coast or to California. I've been from Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Detroit, Michigan, Chicago, Indiana, Missouri, Virginia, North and South Carolina. I could tell you how so many people in America living worse than people here on this continent. Worse. People in America, just like people. So yeah, I'm not. You got, like I tell you, I've been to some parts, to some of the slums. I've been there. Yes, it exists. Poverty exists everywhere. But don't let somebody else's fear of their encounter here on the continent cripple you. Don't let they refuse to let the fear of America cripple them. Oh, I still gotta go to America. People, I gotta go to America. I want to go to America. I need to get a job in America, the land. I say, go ahead. You'll be sleeping on the bridge and crying to hurry come home. And a lot of people who have not come home yet, who left the continent to go home, pride, because their families are depending on them. They paint this big, beautiful picture of being in America and how they're making it good when they're working 3 and 4 jobs. 3 and 4 jobs just to pay their utility bill and their rent. Not even food for them to eat. When here on the continent, you got your little shamba. I got my little shamba on this. Oh dear, grow your little vegetables, and you can eat. You got land, you got food. In America, you can't own a shamba. You can't. When we call it shamba, you can't own a farm. You can't. But here on the continent, you could. So please, family, don't let somebody else's fear cripple you and cause you not to walk in the fullness of who you are. Let me tell you something, and I can end right here with this. If I had paid attention to man or woman, in terms of human beings, I would not be right here now doing what I'm doing. If I paid attention to the reports that came and say, oh, the men them saying how you as a single woman could be out there teaching this Bantu truth, or I used to have, when I was in the church, there's no such thing as female apostles. But none of them who challenged me was doing the work with the evidence. Not just doing the work, because plenty doing work, but there's no evidence, no foolproof of their ministry. A lot of them got international titles, Great Apostolic International Ministry, and never left their country. But they was challenging me. None of them never raised the dead. None of them ever went into ICU and smell life or smell death and declare life. Lay hands on the sick and they recover. Do deliverance on demonic forces. Have witches and warlocks try to bury them alive and you still alive. Yeah, the same woman right here. Never had somebody try to lock them in a country that they could not leave. Try to get you in prison in that country. You said locked away abroad. But they want to challenge you with a title. When the title don't even mean a hill of beans, because the evidence is in the fruit that you bear. Don't let nobody cripple you. Don't let their fear of your success. Don't let nobody fear of your shine. Don't let nobody fear of them seeing the anointing, the call on your life. Don't let nobody fear of when you open up your mouth, demons tremble and the atmosphere got lined up. Don't let nobody fear cripple you and cause you to shut down and shut up from doing what the Most High called you. Because guess what? You're going to have to give an account at the end of the day. You have to give an account. If I had paid attention to and I can say this, all respect to the men, I love my brothers. I know how to submit myself to, you understand me? I love them. They've been my biggest challenge in this awakening. They've been my biggest challenges in ministry. You've been doing the greater works and they just see you as a female, a male with a womb. They see your exterior, but they see you conquering and taking on territories. They see you changing atmospheres, stratospheres, and hemispheres. They see you impacting lives. All they see is a female. So they shut you down or try to shut you down. This one here, they can't shut me down. I am a warrior. And I refuse to let anybody fears cripple me, stagnate me, slow me down, or hinder me from doing the work which the Most High himself, in the midst of my brokenness, in the midst of losing my daughter, in the midst of losing my marriage, called me. He didn't call me wise was together. He called me after everything to break down. Pop, we said in the Bahamas, pop down, mash up. Then he called me. I call you to ministry. Huh? You don't even understand the fears that I had based on man. Not feeling adequate enough, not good enough. Being a female. At one point, I'm like, men challenging you, but you doing the work. You taking so much daggers for them. You standing in the gap for them. You break your alabaster box for them. I'm telling you, family, I don't know why the Most High speaking to you like this. I don't know who it is, who's called on their lives, who will be watching this video now or even watch it later on. I don't know to call on you, but do not let somebody else fear cripple you and cause you not to step out and do the work. Don't let somebody else label you and tell you you can't when the Most High himself visits you in visions and dreams. He sent his malakis. You know how much visitation I've had? Too numerous to even count, even to yesterday. Because why? He know that if he tell this woman to do something, she's going to walk in obedience and she's going to do it. I refuse to let the fear of a man or a woman cripple me, cause me not to do the work that the Most High has called me to do. Challenge me all you want, fine. Send your demonic forces all you want, fine. Yet still I rise. Even up until recently, Saturday, the demonic forces that were sent at me. I was supposed to be walking on crutches today. 2 on my knees. I felt the force come from behind me and push me down and bruised 2 of my knees, bruised my hand, cut up my fingers. My fingers supposed to be broken. My kneecap's supposed to be broken. My head's supposed to be bruised. That's how come I got a new pair of glasses today. Because somebody fear what they saw in me and decided to send demonic forces to take me out. What I do? I get up, brush myself off, exercise my feet, wash my wounds, get some peroxide, get some Savlon, clean myself up, exercise my knees so they don't lock up on me. They swell. Yes, they did. But guess what? I refuse. I refuse to stop. See there? I want to just show you. That's my knee. Knee number 1. Yeah. Knee number 2. Huh? And I must let. What am I trying to say to you? And I show you my hand. What am I saying to you? Don't let nobody fear of you and the call on your life and the work that you've been called to do cripple you, shut you down, cause you to retreat. That they're supposed to cause me to retreat and back up. I shouldn't even come on here and be talking to you. But the Most High said, go encourage my people. It's time for them to hear your voice. It's time for them to know this warfare is real. But you cannot allow fear to cripple you and cause you not to do the work that He's called you to do. Cannot. Do not. Let's do this thing. Arise and shine, for your light has come. Let's do this work. Let's come home. Let's build this kingdom. Let's work together. Together we stand. Divided we fall. Huh? Let's do this, family. We are well able. But you know what the enemy wants? Divide and conquer. If I keep her in her corner, keep him in his corner, keep that next one in their corners, they win. If they keep us talking against one another, seeing one another's fault, nakedness, downfall, and talk about it instead of trying to see how we can better help one another. Now, mind you, If we see somebody nakedness and we don't talk to them, and you say to them, listen, you're going wrong, and you go back again and you tell them the same thing, warning after warning, then that one on the Most High, you have to leave that brother or that sister to the judgment of the Most High. We got to do this, family. We can do this. Let's not let the Babylonian system, let me put it there, insinuate false fear on us and cause us not to stand. I'm telling you, the kingdom is restored when I finished with this for real this time. I finished. When you saw East Africa community and Congo became one, that was so spiritually significant. It's unbelievable. That was the kingdom of Congo, the head part of the kingdom of Congo, the head restored. Because remember they said, cut the head off and you scatter the body. So now the head is back together from east to west, because you know, from east to west, the kingdom has been restored. We're just waiting for our Messiah to show up. 2022 is a strategic year. 2022 is the number of man. 2 plus 2 plus 2, the number 6. Hear me in the realm of the spirit. Let's not allow the chemtrails, the biochemical wars, and all these other things that are going on around us cripple us to become fearful in their system again. We are out of their matrix. Now our kingdom has risen. We're just waiting on our king to show himself to us. He's here. He's already here on the continent. He's already moving around. Not that white foolish man who's saying he is the Messiah return. And he girlfriend, even not wife, he girlfriend. That's foolishness. We know our Messiah black. He's a melanated person. We know who he is. We know the color of his skin, I should say. We don't know. I don't know him personally. No, I don't. I don't know what he look like. I don't know what he sound like. But I just know he's here. His star has returned over the kingdom. His star permeates at nighttime, brighter than I could. His star almost want to look like a planet. They call it a comet coming to the earth. But that's the Messiah's star. So let us go forward. Let us stand strong. Let us unite. Let us continue to lift one another up, esteem each other up in the presence of the Most High, that we will continue to run this race that is set before us. I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it. I give that to Nzambi, so nini na nini kuswa Congo guy, all the Kimbo that is due unto him. Family, it's our time. It is our time. So may the Most High make his face to shine upon us. May he lift up his countenance unto us. May he be gracious unto us. And may he grant us peace. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, enjoy the rest of your empowering days, months, and years. I don't want to use that word W-E-E-K anymore, because our days are not W-E-E-K or W-A-K-E. Let's now speak positive over our days, empowering days. So we're going to let the rest of the days be empowered, months, years. Kimbo, Natin Zambi, Yamazulu, Siemi family. Kimbo, Natin Zambi, Yamazulu, Siemi family. Much love. Matando Masaka to all of you. Thank you so much. In Swahili, Asante Sana. Let me see how I could greet some of you inside Kiswahili. If it's morning in your area, Habari Ashabuhi. If it's afternoon, habari mchana. And if it's evening, habari jioni. Yes. And so Asante Sana, thank you so much. Niha Faraha Sana. I'm so very happy to be able to come and share with you, my brothers and sisters. All of the Kimball belong to him. And then Nakupa Sifa, all of my days. Siku Zangu Zote, I would praise him. Yeah, I'm learning my Swahili. Check it out on my page. I have a Swahili list there. As a young man by the name of Coxton. Yes, Coxton Oguri. He was teaching us Swahili, so I make sure I have a Swahili playlist. If you still want interested in learning, go and take a look at that. At him teaching us Swahili. We have some interacting going on and stuff like that there. Enjoy. He really is doing a marvelous job. I'm so proud of him as a young man who was never exposed to the camera and stuff before, but now he's become comfortable in front of the camera and teaching us Kiswahili. And his excitement is learn Kiswahili, learn Kiswahili, learn Kiswahili. It is now the official language of the um, African community, the African Union. Yeah, they've made it official language. So all of the schools are now teaching Kiswahili. Do not let somebody else's fear cripple you. Let's drive and let's go forward. Greater things are here. Much love, family.